A few months ago, I posted the announcement for people to comment on what they want me to animate based on their ideas, and there is a lot of them. But before I start animating your comments, I'll have to choose randomly from the fishbowl. Well, since I have this bowl that contains all of your valid comments, I guess we could just get started now. Let's see what I'm gonna get. Adam D. Marshy says, POV having more than 5 cops chasing you in jailbreak. Alright, I started out by getting the character models of my friends, who I get Zoders to be part of my side so we could get chased together. And I have now picked 6 of the cops to be chasing us, who is Devin Stu, Gabe the Tick, Mini Chin, Keaton, Tower, and Dingus. Then I have to rank multiple cars, including the helicopter, and implement multiple camera rings attached to different vehicles. That way, the high-speed chase will look smoother. So for the first few seconds of the animation, it will kick off as me sprinting towards a car while Zod is driving at the right time. Then I do the 6 slide across the hood and we are on a high-speed chase. I do know the assets I'm animating with are outdated, like the weapons, the police station, all that, but I dug through the internet and just downloaded it from a random website. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Is that jailbreak? Oh yeah. So besides risking my whole PC over a random YouTube comment, I ended up animating this car chase that's going to be worth finishing it. First, I have to set up this whole scene of Zoders and me taking on multiple cops. So I start with the assault rifle and shoot from the window, which takes out Keaton, and because of that, Mini-Chin also dies when the car swerves and crashes. Then I have to animate Tower randomly ramming us out of nowhere. And this is the part where I animate Zoders and Tower on a one-on-one. And I don't know how to make Zoders win with this without plot armor, so I just make Tower run into a big rock while he's distracted. So far it was 3 cops chasing us, so I added the helicopter containing 3 police that comes in while opening fire. Somehow Zoders and me didn't get hit a single time and we managed to go inside the hideout after that. Honestly, I'm still surprised the animation ended up being almost 40 seconds long from just 1 comment. It took me 3 days to finish, and yeah, it was kind of wild. Since the recording is finished, I'm going to show you the animation.
Huh? Where am I? This place feels so different. Yo, what happened to my body?
Yeah, this is my place. I decided to change your form to just fit in with the vibe, you know.
Why do you have a fishbowl filled with papers? And why do those papers have something in them? Wait, I low-key want to open all of them.
No way. Menace D says to make an animation where you're fighting someone. Wait, Zoders, give back the bowl.
Nuh-uh. If you want the bowl so bad, then you gotta fight for it, boy.
Are you sure about that, buddy? Alright, that's enough.
Yo, I'm back to my old body.
And goodbye. Wow, this animation took almost 1 minute from when we entered into the room to when I kicked Zoders to the exit. Making this animation took me 1 week. But anyways, besides from all of this fight against Zoders, let's pick the comment from the bowl. So this comment comes from Smeller Doggy, who said a gun that turns soup into solids. And honestly, I love this idea so much. Like a year ago, I actually made a video about a soup gun. It was a complete parody of Justin Oval, but I figured, why not just bring it back? Except this time, it's way chaotic. Hold on, I'll show you. So there are 2 parts to this. Instead of just animating the idea, I decided to build the set first and then start animating. But why would I build the set? Because I will be creating an animation of a Shark Tank parody. If you're not familiar with Shark Tank, they've created viral videos about Scrub Daddy and Ring Doorbell. Y'all could have seen it, and it's basically just pitching your ideas to the rich people, and they're going to make an offer, whether you take it or not. It's crazy just to watch a Roblox animator make Shark Tank as part of this video, but besides that, these sharks are going to turn into soup. And I have to present my invention, which is a soup gun. The reference I'm trying to use to build the set starts mostly on this picture. I decided to use the model from the game called Roblox in high school because it features an auditorium similar to Shark Tank. I tried my best to replicate the exact style, like the pillars, the walls, the lights, and the painting as well. Yo, why is this kind of tough? Oh, and I also invited 5 of my friends to be part of the voice acting because, to be honest, this is a fun idea. For the 4 soups I introduced y'all to is Devin.
Hello.
Tyrax.
What's up, dude?
Gabe.
Chicken butt, chicken butt, chicken.
And Ender. And for my partner who's going to showcase the soup gun with me is Dingus.
What's good with you? What's good with you, bro? What you trying to get started? I'll get it started right now.
We all ended up rehearsing the script in the same call, and it was low-key funny. You're just ripping us off.
I'll do 200.
With the sets finally finished, here are the changes between the beginning and the end. In total, it took me 2.5 hours, which I thought it would have been more, but since the set is already finished, I can go start animating. For the intro of this animation, Dingus and I will wait behind the door and then begin to walk through when it's open. I'm trying to make sure that the camera angles are similar to those from Shark Tank, showing that these cameras are shooting from a distance. As we approach to the stage, we will introduce ourselves, our hometowns, and showcase our soup gun, which is known as the Supinator. Trying to animate these soups is pretty amazing. Since they're just objects, you can only animate one part at a time when they talk. For the most part of this animation, we're just pitching our ideas and hearing the soups talk about their crazy offers. I'm kind of surprised that this animation only took 3 days. 3 days with an animation that lasts for 1 minute and 40 seconds. I mean, I kind of cheated by ignoring the legs to animate because they're off camera, but it's Shark Tank and it's mostly close-up view of people. Well, enough with the teasers behind the scenes. Let me just show you the final animation. Hello, Seuss. My name's Isaac.
And I'm Dingus. We're from Soupville.
Today, we're asking for $200,000 for 10% of our company.
Soups, we know being liquid is a problem. You spill, you get sloppy.
And worst of all, you can't stand tall.
That's why we created the Supinator.
As we have it here, the Supinator. All you have to do is turn the mode to solid. Aim carefully at the soup you want to transform and pull the trigger.
This feels amazing! For the first time in my life, I no longer have spilled. Woo!
This is unbelievable.
And that's the Supinator in action.
So what are your sales so far?
$50,000 in just the last 3 months.
This is purely nonsense. Soup is meant to be creamy, flowing. We're supposed to embrace our soup season.
No, you're missing it. Being solid, I feel so great. I can't be evaporated so easily. I could go outside in the sun. This is the next revolution for all soups.
Exactly. The numbers don't lie.
You know what? I've seen the potential of this product. I'll give you 200,000, but I want 80% of your company.
What is that offer?
I got a better one right here. I'll offer 25,000 for 90%. You should be thanking me and me only.
Are you kidding me? You're just ripping us off.
I'll do 200,000 for 75%, but you own your invention, I will.
I'll give you $10 and some crackers for 50%.
This is all bullshit.
We know this product will be successful, and you just want to take it all away from us.
Hey Checkers, what time is it? Yo, that's really early for me. Ow, what is this? Oh wait, I gotta do another comment, isn't that right? All right, let me just get the bowl. You know what? You get to choose one. You deserve it. Wait, stop. How is this in the fishbowl? Of course, I was the one, but I don't remember putting this such a large piece of paper. So yeah, I'll just shorten this comment. Yeah, I know, but this comment is expecting me to do around 7 minutes. You know what? Just let me animate. Now, this is going to be our last comment for this video, and we're finally doing a Forsaken animation. First of all, I'm not going to add all of the survivors for this animation. I just think it's a little too much for me to animate, so I only added 4 survivors, who is Shaleski, Elliot, Doderman, and the last guest. And for the killer, it's going to be Mafioso, because his minions are going to be fun for me to animate in the fight scene, not because of the animation style.
Hell no, man.
One day, I lost my entire day's worth of animation. Yeah, I decided to not reanimate the entire segment because I have a major school stuff to work on during this time and I have to finish this as soon as possible. So I continued to make a short fight between Mafioso and Guest, and it's not much, but the fight will look awesome. Wrapping up with Guest killing Mafioso, I decided to finish this off so far with the animation lasting around 1 minute, and it almost took 1 week. Before I show y'all the animation, please join our Discord channel. The link is in the description and it will be fire if you join. And anyways, here's the video.
I see one of them.
Huh?
Hold still. Playing hard to get? Steady pace, man. Find them. Report back to me soon. Sweet dreams. One last witness. You irritate me. Hold still. You were hardly worth the effort.
Alright. Hold up. Do that shit with your feet. Get your feet. When you twist it and you pull it and you spin it around. Like. Bro? Alright.